welcome to another video. This is the bot. I'm working on another mower. This was brought to me by a family member, and it's smoking and it's leaking oil, which right now I wiped it off. So I'm gonna run this for a couple of minutes and then see how much oil comes out. Now this does have a little bit of a leak, very small fine leak, but the smoke is not white and it's blue. And from my past experience dealing with anything, it could be a blown head gasket. So I've had a car that had a blown head gasket before, and I had that replaced, and it blew out blue smoke just like what this was doing. It's not white, it's blue smoke. So I'm gonna take this apart, see if I can fix it, place the gasket. I did the tune-up on there. I checked the oil. The oil is right at mid-level. It's not full. I mean, it's not maxed out. It's not at the minimum. It's at the middle. So the oil's good, and it feels good, but it appears to, it has odor to it, which, like I said, I had a car with a blown head gasket before. The smoke is no different from that. And the odor is the same. So I'm gonna take it out, see what we can do with this. All right, so I saw where the oil was coming out from. It was leaking from right here, from this port. And you can see right here that when I pull this out, brittle gasket. It's very brittle. See how it just comes off like nothing? And it's supposed to bend, but it's brittle. So it's showing its age, probably 10 years old. But yeah, it's not supposed to break like that if it's a newer gasket, but it's old. See? So yeah, it's pretty old, and we'll replace this gasket. Clean the surface up, replace it. The only other thing that I noticed too was this head gasket. It's a little bit worn out, and there's some ugly kids crying in the background. But so pulled the head gasket off, and the head is a little dirty. See all that carbon build up, and right here you'll see that this gasket it still looks pretty good, but I saw a lot of oil coming out from the bottom of it. So, but it's worn out, and it probably still could hold its own, but we're gonna replace it anyways because we know that this engine's pretty old. So for the head gasket, I cleaned the surface off and I wiped this surface down, got all the carbon off, and I'm gonna put the gasket on. All right, as with all boats, the cylinder head bolt should be hand tightened first until you can no longer turn it. And then you wanna just do like a quarter turn on all the boats after you're done hand tightening them all. All right, so for this portion, we're gonna clean out this breather port, and at the same time, we're also gonna take out this gasket too, because it is so brittle. You see it's really brittle. All right, so as you can see, I cleaned out the surface really good. I got some of it out. I'll finish the rest of it, but here's the new gasket right here. So this will be put on here, and then that should be able to stop it from leaking. And you can see It's got some bend to it, so it's not as brittle as that last one we had. This one right here, so that's really brittle. All right, let's get this done. All right, so I replaced the gasket for the breather, and I replaced the head gasket for the head cylinder. Took the spark plug out and retightened it, not too tight. And now I'm going to run it and see what it does. All right, if you're ready, I'm ready. So I'm gonna let this run for about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna refilm this, see if it's still blowing out smoke, because right now initially I don't see any smoke, no blue smoke at all. So if by some chance that the head gasket was truly blown and I just only replaced the breather gasket, would it still be blowing blue smoke? But the blue smoke also stunk too, like mixture of exhaust and oil mix. So like I said, 10 minutes I'll let it run, and then after that, if it's still smoking, I'll let you know. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. I just went ahead and continued putting this cover back on, and no smoke, no blue smoke at all. The smell of the exhaust smells like fresh burning fuel, so more than likely it probably was a blown head gasket. But I replaced that head gasket, cleaned out the port, and got most of that carbon buildup off, and it's running efficiently now. Probably the next thing I need to do is find out why the transmission is not turning, why it's not working. Obviously there's no cable, the cable is ripped out, so I'll have to replace that, and then maybe take some of this apart and see if the teeth are, are flattened out on the wheels, and then maybe find some screws to hold down this cover. But other than that, this part's done. Next video will probably be fixing the transmission. So I'm happy so far. No more blue smoke and no more stink exhaust.